Day 31. Reading The First Clone in the World, Part 2. Once Vishwakarma finished creating the divine objects, Sanjana went back to her marital home with hope in her heart. This time, Sanjana felt an obvious reduction in Surya's energy. However, she still could not bear it. If she went to her father's home again, Surya would call her back in some time, and her father too would send her back, asking her to talk it out with her husband. Sanjana thought hard. She was the daughter of a creative engineer and had learnt a few tricks from her father over the years. So she decided to clone herself, but with one tweak. Her clone would easily be able to withstand the sun's warmth. She named her clone Chaya and instructed her to behave exactly like her and to live with Surya. Sanjana is created as the first person in Hindu mythology to have thought of and carried out the concept of cloning. After she created the clone, Sanjana went to her father's home to relax and spend some time with him at ease, with the knowledge that Surya wouldn't call her back. She decided she could return when she was ready. In the sun god's home, Surya wasn't able to distinguish between Chaya and Sanjana, and Chaya continued to stay with him. In time, she gave birth to a son and named him Shani. When news of the birth reached Vishwakarma's abode, he was furious and confronted his daughter, left with no other choice. Sanjana admitted to her scheme and told him about the clone. Vishwakarma was aghast. "My dear child, you have done a terrible wrong. Cloning disturbs the balance of nature and the equilibrium of the human race. Don't ever do that again. Now go back to your husband's house." Realizing her folly, Sanjana returned to her marital home. She destroyed the clone and somehow managed to live with her husband despite the terrible heat. Shani didn't realize that his mother was no more and kept thinking of Sanjana as his mother. Time passed and Sanjana gave birth to twins, Yama and Yami, a boy and a girl. Now Surya had 3 children, including Shani, but Shani constantly reminded Sanjana of Chaya, and she gradually becomes resentful towards him. She neglected him, and over time the poor boy began getting depressed. He had no idea that Sanjana was not his real mother. He often wondered why she would single him out. Surya, on the other hand, was too busy with his godly duties to realize that his son was upset and frustrated. Sometimes when Shani became lazy, Sanjana would exaggerate his behavior when talking to her husband. Gradually, this created a rift between father and son. When the children became young adults, Surya called them to his chamber and said, You are all old enough to handle more duties, and I have decided to give each of you some responsibility." To Yami, he said, "You are a wonderful daughter. Go and flow on the earth as the river Yamuna. You will be lucky because Lord Vishnu in the form of Krishna will grow up around you for a period of time. People who take a dip in your waters will wash away their sins, and the women who take a bath in you during the festival of Diwali and pray for their siblings will see all their wishes come true. You will be represented in temples as a lady with a tortoise because of the number of tortoises that will reside in your waters." Yami accepted her responsibility gladly and departed for earth.